Welcome to GSJ Speaks, where we shine a light on the change makers transforming our communities. Today, we're honored to sit down with the visionary behind the GSJ Family Life Center, a place where families find support, youth discover purpose, and entire neighborhoods begin to heal. Our guest is Pastor Ira Acree. He's the first senior pastor of the Greater St. John Bible Church, as well as founder and CEO of the GSJ Family Life Center. Pastor Acree's legacy is rooted in equity, resilience, advocacy, and real-world impact. We are so honored to have him here today. Thank you for joining us.
Thank you so much for having me, Sheila. It's an honor to be here.
It's really a pleasure to have you here. I don't get you much because you are extremely busy throughout the day and throughout the week. So I'm grateful to have you here. As I think everybody knows from the first recording that we had, I am the executive director, recently hired, just about a year with the organization. And so wanting to bring you on, I think, was key because I want them to hear from you why the organization was started, what your passion and where your passion lies, and where you want your legacy to end. So I'll get started at the beginning. Tell us about the history first of Greater St. John Bible Church and your appointment.
Well, once again, let me thank you for this opportunity to talk to this great audience about GSJ Family Life Center, and thank you for taking the helm as our leader and our executive director. You really freed me up, and I'm so grateful for that. But there would not be GSJ Family Life Center had there not been a Greater St. John Bible Church.
Absolutely.
And that started many years ago. In fact, the church was in its fourth year of existence, and I was the third pastor in 4 years. And I was young, 24 years old, and I loved God, but I didn't know anything really about running a church. But I love God and I love people.
Yeah.
And we started with just a handful of members. That's probably one of the reasons why I didn't probably want to be a pastor at that time and at that church. A handful of people in the basement of another church. And we started growing. And we went to a Masonic hall on one of the streets called Lake Street on this side of town. And then we outgrew that. And then we purchased a storefront on North Avenue. And then from there, we finally got to Greater St. John's present location at Walla and Potomac. And we've been there. We've had some challenges. We've had some growth. It's amazing that we've been able to have a strong commitment of members and parishioners, considering that we have tremendous parking issues. But nevertheless, that's where we started at Greater St. John. And then we got to the point where we knew that we needed to take our work much more beyond the parameters of the edifice. And that's when we knew we had to come up with a non-for-profit that would not be hindered by being stuck with the concept of winning souls to Christ, but you can serve anybody regardless of their commitment or regardless of their faith affiliation. And so that's how we came into play.
Okay.
We started that in about, unofficially, we probably started 25 years ago, but the real charter came in 2014. Yeah.
So you started pastoring at Greater St. John Bible Church at 24?
24.
Was
just
that your
baby.
first senior role?
Yeah, I didn't know what I was doing. I really did. I just knew that I was not afraid to get on the stage and share a message about Christ. You know, when you're young, you're not afraid of anything. I'm only afraid now. You know?
Right.
Now when I get to, somebody asks me to speak, now I'm nervous.
Really?
Yeah,
Wow.
because it's just a different world now. Back then, people would embrace you and encourage you. Now, people are looking for one word you say out of line so they can send you viral, criticize you, and all that kind of stuff.
In the age of social media.
That's exactly
absolutely,
right.
Absolutely.
You know, so it's a different world, and but I'm so grateful that we got an opportunity to start this organization, and glad you're the leader. I can't help but say that again.
Okay, so I remember you telling me about a personal experience because you've been a long-time advocate of violence prevention within the Austin community. I remember you telling me about a personal experience that may have involved a family member that kind of led to the development of GSJ Family Life Center out of the work that you're doing, that you were already doing with Greater St. John Bible Church. I know taking it to another level was really about reducing the violence that was going on in the community. So can you tell me a little bit about that personal experience that you were having, or the experiences you were having?
Yeah, well, so much was going on. People would call me about violence that was taking place in the neighborhood, especially with my growing profile and association of being connected to Reverend Jesse Jackson.
Yeah.
That was one of the things. So people would always call me to do a march or to do some prayer vigils, things of that nature. And then I got hit with my own crisis. In 2008, my first cousin's daughter, she, people thought she was my niece, but she was actually my second cousin, obviously. She had gone missing, Yasmin Acree. And it seemed like for a while that she was not getting the attention that people of other colors, the dominant community, were getting.
Yeah.
And so finally, we pulled together our organization, and we just started, doing prayer vigils for our own family, and hitting the streets, passing out flyers, and that just really raised my attention. And the radar began to arise that it's very important to have somebody on the front line doing this. So we started, teaching people how to do that, teaching people how to be a first responder for your own community. And we were just doing it because it needed to be done, and we want to help people.
Yeah.
That's why we did it. Unfortunately, when you look back, we could have done it at a better level if we had been more organized.
Yeah.
And if we had a person who was really the auspices and the manager of the organization, rather than the pastor trying to do another assignment. And then he go back to on Sunday morning talking about shine on me, oh shine, and reading the scriptures and preaching. They got to go back to that, So yeah, that.
But I think it was still perfect to be able to have the personal experience, and to be able to say that this is where I believe the root of the problem is, and how we need to go into the community and do a little bit more.
Absolutely.
So GSJ Family Life Center came out of that, and I think you said first responders training was a training that you guys used to do in the community. Yes. So that is a part of the first set of programs that actually came about.
That, and also after school, we started doing an after school program. It was called the Homework Hangout. Yeah, the Homework Hangout was just something we picked up from a guy in Decatur. Yeah. He did it from 2:30 to 6:30 because he brought the information out that that's the highest level of juvenile delinquency
during that time.
That time.
Yeah.
And so we did it Monday through Friday, and too bad we didn't have your contemporaries around who know how to write grants, and so we can have it funded properly. We just did it because it was right.
Yeah.
It's the right thing to do.
Yeah.
And we had access to the church's volunteers who would come down back then, and some of the young people, they would work all weekend, and I'd give them $50, and they'd be happy. You know, oh, you give me some money. You know, of course that was a long time ago.
Yes. But we still believe in youth stipends, so that is definitely something. I think a lot of programs like ours, in order to keep kids engaged and involved, doing those youth stipends really do help. So no, that you probably were the leader in that process back then, but we definitely still do it. But I'm grateful that there was a starting point, and then there was a place where when I came in, I was able to pick up and go. You've done an excellent job at being a support and a mentor to me and so many. I've been at the church, and we have a couple of pictures. One of you standing in front of the church. This one I had never seen before. We put it on the cover of the shred that I sent you, that report that I sent you a couple of weeks ago, and really distinguished. Just, you look so great on that one. That was the one of the photos, and then we have a photo that we're going to show of you and First Lady, of course. Wow. Honoring you as a pastor first, because that's what's in your heart first, but then the advocacy and the legacy of all the things that you've done that come after that. We have a photo also of you standing at the pulpit, preaching to the masses, and all of those are being
and that's
shown.
the beauty. The Greater St. John Bible Church gives me the foundation.
Yes.
And it also gives me the credibility as a moral leader.
Yes.
But the GSJ Family Life Center expands the platform, because when I, as Greater St. John pastor, I pastored the 800 or 900 members who claim us, you know. But when you are a founder of this kind of organization, now you got 100,000 people in Austin that will claim you when they need you.
That's true. They do. But the fact that they know that we're there, because a lot of the people that we have actually worked with came because they knew of you. A lot of the partnerships that we'll talk about later in other episodes have worked with us because they know you. I went across to St. Angela's just to say hello to them and to tell them about some of the services we were providing. And the first thing she said was, "Where are you from?" And I said GSJ Family Life Center, because Greater St. John Bible Church wasn't in my head at the time.
Sure.
And she said, "Oh, who's your boss?" And I said, "Pastor Acree." "Oh, Pastor Acree." She said, "Okay." She said,
amazing.
"Yeah, lovely." So yeah,
it's amazing they use the word boss. I don't like calling myself a boss. We had after school programs, church. No, I hate to hear that word boss.
But the minute I told her who you were, that's what happens. People's eyes get really, really shine. They shine because they realize that they've had some sort of contact with you. And it's been a beautiful thing to know that the things that I'm doing actually do and are built on the foundations of the things that you've already done. So it helps us. I think it's helped me over the last year and a half to get into some doors that I probably wouldn't have been able to get into.
And you just keep on dropping my name, because that's what I want. Because now is the time. I've done a lot of work around here, and that's why many people, you probably get a smile, because you got a lot of free work out of me. But now when you got an organization like this that's in a season where it's time to build its capacity, now it's time for people to bring that support, bring that capacity building, throw the revenue and resources our way, because we have a track record of proven credibility and impact. And it's going to get even better because we have someone daily steering the ship.
Yep. Thank you for that. I appreciate that. How do you see GSJ has evolved? I know we talked about the beginning and where it started, but since I've come on, what's your opinion? This is my report card. What's your opinion of how it has evolved to date?
Well, I think one of the greatest things is bringing structure. I don't have to worry about if someone asks me and they want to donate to our organization, and they say, "Well, Reverend," many times they think because you're an organization on the west side and in a challenged neighborhood that you may not have your papers in order.
Right.
And that's how they always keep the striving organizations from thriving.
Yeah.
And so now I know when I call you, the paperwork is going to be in order. I know that you're going to represent us properly. You're going to be professional. You're going to have dignity. And you're going to be eloquent and articulate properly. So I'm not worried about that. And I appreciate the fact that that there's been some accomplishments. You only been there a year and a half, and we have number one. First of all, I'm happy that at least we had something when you got there, the incubator kitchen.
Yeah.
Because other than that, I'd have been telling you, come on, take over. We got an after school program, or we got a summer camp, and an after school program that was something that was really a headache, but I just knew that we needed it because people prior to the pandemic, they really needed somewhere to go between 2:30 and 6.
Yes.
And so I'm just so grateful for your leadership and your presence with that because I know that, and the partnerships that you brought in, those are partnerships that you brought in. The table has been set for something big to manifest. The table has been set for some real partnerships to pay some dividends.
Yes.
Let's say that. The table has been, I don't want to sound like I'm preaching.
That's okay, do that.
The table has been set. Some great things are going to come. And then I've even grown too because I know now that these elected officials, they have money and they have resources. And that's all I'm going to say right now in case any of them are watching. Because they have the resources. I was just at a meeting this morning, and two of them that are very wonderful people. I'm like the guy, the 47 guy down there in Washington. They're some beautiful people. They're some beautiful people, but they haven't impacted or really funded the work we've done. And here's the deal. Politicians, you have to make them do what you want them to do. Because the bottom line, if you don't ask for anything, they won't give you anything. I wish I had known this 20 years ago. Because I used to think that if you just do the good work, if you just have character,
a lot of us do,
that they would just do the right thing. It's not like that.
No.
They give it to the people who are in their face, and personally, that's kind of hard for me because I came up under Jesse Jackson as it relates to the civil rights work, and then your pastor, Reverend Meeks, he's a big brother of mine. He got a big mouth too.
Yes.
So being around guys like him, Sharpton, down the west side, Reverend Marshall Hatch.
Yes.
It's sometimes hard to just be calm when you're talking to people who sit in these positions of power. We believe that prophets are to speak truth to power.
Yes.
And so that's not always the tone that they want to hear.
Right.
So, so I'm growing in that.
You have a great deal. It shows with the type of interactions that I have with partners and people that connect me to people that also know of you. So it's been a blessing.
Did they say I've calmed down, or did they say anything?
They said you're a powerful leader.
Oh, I thought they probably said
a powerful leader. They never speak. I've never had anybody speak to, wow, when he was younger, he was really like on fire. They like, he on fire. So it must be continued. You must be continuing it in some way. It must continue to go on. So you're still on fire. I know you think you settled down, but I don't think they think you settled down.
Yeah, because there's some times I would just, I would just speak out and just, my grandmother told me many years ago, of course I didn't follow her advice, you can't take on every fight, son. And I used to try to take on every fight and correct everybody, and sometimes just
But you got a beautiful reputation in the community. You do. You need to know that. I know
appreciate that.
People say what they say when they're in front of you, right? But then you want to know what people are really saying when you're not in the room.
Yeah.
And not all the time. If I've met people and I automatically say that I have a connection to you, I'll just say I'm Sheila Owens and I wanted to talk with you about, some work that we want to do and how we can partner. And then the minute that I mention you, they go, oh, I do know Pastor Acree. And then a couple of people would say, I went to the church one time and watched him preach. So the things that they're doing, I think the legacy that you mean to, and we'll get to that in a minute, the legacy that you mean to have is actually unfolding. People know who you are. People appreciate what you do. And like I said, when I'm working as the executive director of the center, every interaction that I've had has been positive as it relates to you. And that makes me happy because then I don't have the reservation. You don't have the reservations of, oh, what happened then and what. None of that. Always
and see, that's
positive,
why that's why this moment is critical. And that's why I've been so frustrated. I can name some other people who are not elected officials, but people in power who have these big non-for-profit organizations. And you can meet with them, and they can talk great stuff about you. And at the end of the day, they'll come up with all kind of excuses. It's unfortunate. So we I'm at the point now. If you believe in the work we do, build our capacity.
Yeah,
come support what we're doing.
Support what we're doing.
Just to say, oh, what a nice guy. That when I was younger, that stroked my ego. I'd had a few birthdays now, and I only have a few more years to work at this level.
Yeah.
And so I want to hit it hard.
Yeah. And it's coming. It's coming. We've done a lot.
It's already in motion.
Yeah, it is. Wanted to ask you a question about community partnership. What does it look like to you? If we were inviting people to connect with us and partner with us, what would you want that community partnership to look like? What type of community partner would you want?
Oh, that's an interesting question. How would I want the partnership to look?
Yeah.
I want people. I want some authenticity. I want people to be transparent, and I want us to trust each other.
Yes.
And work toward a common goal.
Okay.
I think we're in an era now where collaboration is the key word.
Yes, I agree.
If you can pull together with a few people, you can be so much more effective.
Okay.
That's how I've seen people pull this off.
Okay.
Working together, collaborating.
Yep, I agree.
And you're doing a good job with that. When you look around and you see the Field School, and you see Beyond Hunger, and
our Austin Fresh Connection,
absolutely, Faith
Austin
in
coming
Place,
together,
all these people,
Faith in Place,
that's 5. And sometimes all you just need is 5. I think we don't need 25.
Right.
Just a nucleus of people.
Solid.
Solid.
Yeah.
I think that's the key.
So as we're wrapping this up, I just want to ask you really quickly, what do you want your legacy to look like as it relates to GSJ Family Life Center?
Oh, that's a tough question. In a perfect world, I want to be able to know that I've changed lives and impacted people and transformed the community.
Yeah.
I want people to know that this center helped them learn something about financial literacy, help them about getting their career off the ground, help them save a relative's lives. It's back to those 4 pillars that we're committed to.
Yeah.
That's what our legacy is. Violence prevention, workforce development, economic development, wellness. Yeah. Anything that's tied to that, and they can say that this organization helped them do it. I know that we made an impact, and ultimately, I would love to have us in a center, a building where these 4 entities, these 4 purposes can be maximized.
Yeah. It's coming. It's coming. God is amazing.
Absolutely.
God can do anything. God can do all things. So we pray that and know that in our prayers, He's going to answer those prayers. Those things will come. Thank you so much.
All right.
For coming and
Keep
giving
up
me
the
your
good
time.
work, Miss Sheila.
Thank you. But we're going to go ahead and wrap up. As we wrap up today's conversation, Pastor Acree reminds us that transformation doesn't happen in isolation. It's built through relationships, resilience, and radical advocacy. GSJ Family Life Center isn't just a non-for-profit. It's a movement rooted in equity, healing, and opportunity. Whether it's a young person discovering their voice, a family accessing resources, or a community reclaiming its future, GSJ is there walking alongside, documenting their progress, and celebrating every milestone. To learn more, get involved, or support the work, visit www.gsjcenter.org and follow us on social media. From Austin to the airways, this is GSJ Speaks, where community leads and transformation speaks for itself. Thank you so much.